G'day EBS community, Bruiser. Thought I'd just do a little teach today on decision making and a phenomenon that I've seen across coaching thousands of people in the last 20 odd years of doing this business. And it's decision making around the time you have a dip in your business, or a not the greatest of times in your business. Now, if you think about it, no matter how good you are at business, you're never going to have this beautiful linear success profile. I don't know anyone that has got that, and if anyone ever tells you that that's what success is, they're trying to sell you something. And I know in my journey it's been far from that. Normally it's 2 or 3 steps up, one on back, etc. It's a little bit of up and down, but the overall profile is increasing, but it's not linear. And you got to think about what happens. Came in a bit quick to that light. You got to think about the decision making post a dip. So what is a dip? It could be a bad month in your business. It could be a bad quarter in your business, right? Something's happened that you didn't really want to happen. You kind of got a tap from the universe. You got some learnings. The tap might have been a big tap. Let me give you an example, right? We went and made some hires in my business, right? And let's say the hires didn't work out, right? And you got some learning. You waste a lot of time and energy and money going through that, and they didn't work out, all right? And you get out of that particular situation. That's only one example. It could be a marketing strategy or a process didn't work right. It could be an investment that didn't turn out right. So it's this whole process of when you go down a dip in your business. Now, coaching people in the last month, I've done a lot of coaching on a lot of businesses. And, a few of the people that I've coached have had a dip in the last quarter, the last month, to the point, and I'm interested on what their decision making is post-dip. Now, take a note of something, write this down. When emotion goes up, intelligence goes down. I'll just say that again. When emotion goes up, intelligence goes down. So if you think about it, post a dip, there's sometimes a lot of emotions. We're pissed off, we're angry, we're frustrated, why that didn't turn out, etc. But what the learning today is what I see with a lot of those people post the dip, when they're in that emotive state or that questioning state of, did I make the right decision? You start to question self, is they sometimes swing, more often than not, too far the other way. So I'll go back to that team recruitment. So I then see people then say, well, stuff it. I'm never going to employ one more person, right? Clearly that doesn't work. That's not the right strategy. And then they come up with this whole suite of justification that reinforces where they are. They've swung too far, or marketing didn't bloody work that time or that quarter, therefore I'm never going to do marketing again. So here's a few tips for the people listening today, that when you're in that state, here's a couple of tips on how to go through that. Number one, you've got logic is your friend. Please write that. Logic is your friend. So you got to be saying to yourself, here's a good question. Is what I think, is it true? Is it really true? What's some evidence? What did I do wrong? And clearly, let's use the team example. There's other folk out there that actually do a great job in recruitment. So what am I doing not wrong? What am I doing wrong that they're doing right? Or, there's so many successful marketers in the world, so what are they doing that I didn't do? right? So you got to kind of go to this logic state, this more adult type of state. That's what we talk about in psychology. Number 2, you got to seek advice. Man, I got to do this. I do this all the time. Is if I ever get into one of those, there's a great question. Now you got to be. Here's the disclaimer on people you take advice from. I always say this: be very careful who you take advice from. Right? They got to be eating their own cooking and not throwing up. Right? So they got to be. I'm not going to take advice from someone at a barbecue who's poor, if I'm seeking wealth advice, right? You get the kind of concept on that. The person needs to be eating their own cooking and not throwing up. And to that end, once you have got someone, a mentor, someone that, you respect in decision making, is to say this one question. This question is world class. I've used it so many times on myself and coaching people. What do you see in me? What do you really see in me? Give me some feedback. Give me some honest feedback. What do I need to do? Recruitment, I'll use that example. What do I got to do? What didn't I do? How do I be a better leader? How do I be a better manager? What do I got to do? What do you see in me? Right? And then not when the feedback comes, justify and swerve and duck. You got to own the advice. All right, good. Maybe, I agree. Maybe the selection process wasn't. I did not good. I didn't onboard them correct. Okay, so that helps those 2 big points. Firstly, go to logic. Number 2, seek advice on someone that you respect. And then that will help you see the shit from the trees, right? And that'll help you to get back to logic. And a lot of the time, here's the finale for the clip, is that when people have gone too far on that, they then kind of swing back to going, okay, good, I can kind of see that more. All right, I can see what I got to do next time. I'm probably still going to need to employ people if I use that example. It's not all as bad as maybe I was thinking. Great clip. Watch your emotions, post a dip. You'll get through this. Use what I said there today as some tips for you. Have a great day. Booyah.